I picked a great day to start. As it turns out, I'm just a giant freaking idiot. It wouldn't be 75 hard without a challenge, right? And maybe this isn't rain. Maybe it's more like hail. Yeah, I think I'm getting hailed on. What a great start. Just gotta fight the mental battle of, starting at the beginning. Thanks so much for clicking on the video. Before we jump straight into day one, a couple things I want to let you know about. So number one, I've created another video called Day Zero. And a lot of the footage from day zero was actually captured here on day one. Whenever I looked at the total amount of footage I captured on day one, though, I knew I needed to split it out, otherwise I would have had an hour-long video. So in that day zero video, I actually established the rules of 75 hard, in addition to some personal rules that I'm imposing on myself even outside of 75 hard, and also establishing kind of my starting point, my baseline. So things like my starting weight, my body fat percentage, everything like that is all included in that video. So if you want the full experience of day one and where I'm starting from, make sure to go check that video out. In addition to that, at the time that you're seeing this video, I am at the halfway point of this round of 75 hard. It's actually day 37 for me. The reason that I've chosen to release these videos on a slight delay is so that I give myself some time to batch edit videos, since I am actually doing the program right now and I've also got to work in time to edit and my full-time job. So just all I want to say is at the halfway point, y'all, like, this is not clickbait, this is not hype. The results that I'm seeing so far are even surprising me, genuinely. And if you want to see me transform in real time, stick around and watch the series, because I promise you, if you're out there and you're thinking, man, I'd like to do that, but I don't think I have what it takes, or I'm too fat, or I'm not in good enough shape, or my knees are bad, or whatever you may be thinking about yourself, let me tell you right now, all of that is a lie. You can do this. I'm just an average, normal guy who decided I needed to make a life change again. I was smart about it because this is my second time doing 75 hard, and I learned a bunch of lessons. I have a video on that as well. But I promise you, if you watch my daily journey and you see what I'm doing to make this change, you will know you can do this as well. And that's my entire purpose, is to encourage and inspire and hopefully build hope in you, so that if you're wanting to do the same, you go out and you attempt this challenge, because I believe you can do it. And the last thing I'll say is that if you want to make sure you don't miss any of the series, or you want to support the channel, consider subscribing. I'm a super small creator and your subscription means a ton to me. If you don't want to subscribe, I understand, but consider hitting that like button. Or you can check out some of the links down below, which are affiliate links, and all of these are ways that just help my channel grow. But even if you do none of that, I hope that you just stick around for the journey. I hope that it encourages you. I hope that it inspires you. I hope that you stick with me as we go through this journey together. Without any further ado, here's day one. All right, good morning. It is, well, 1 minute after 5 a.m. And today is day one of round two of 75 hard for me. And it happens to be a holiday, so I don't have to work today, so I really don't have to get up this early. But I figured, you know what? What a better way to start off these next 75 days of discipline than to go ahead and just get up and get the day started. Let's get after it.
I'm Andy Frisella, and welcome to the 75 Hard app.
And I am starting fresh. This is my second time doing it, so I'm going to start now. I'm currently in the midst of an 18-hour fast that will end at 2:30 today, because I started it pretty late last night. My day is always going to begin with diving in and reading my Bible. Right now, I'm reading the Bible plan of Biblical Storyline. So I'm on January the 15th, and this is how it'll start for me.
Now the famine was severe in the land, and when they had eaten the grain that they had brought from Egypt, their father said to them, "Go again, buy us a little food." But Judah said to him, "The man solemnly warned us."
Just finished up my Bible reading. I'm going to go on to reading a book now. So the first book that I'm going to be reading along this journey is The Mountain Is You. I'm pretty excited about it. The whole premise of it is about self-sabotage, which is something that I've been terribly guilty of over the years. So I'm anxious to see what it has to offer. All right, just another quick update. It is now almost 6:15. I've just finished up all my normal, morning stuff along with the non-exercise related 75 hard items, such as reading and everything like that. I got my journal done. I got my Bible read. Got my reading done for the day. Now, all that's left for success is to get my workouts done, make sure that I get hydrated, and I should be good to go. These videos won't have as much, much of this explainer stuff going forward. Just for the first day, I wanted to set the tone as to what it is, what we're doing, and what a typical morning looks like. So yeah, it's been over an hour already, and that's going to be pretty typical. So at this point, if it wasn't a holiday today, I would need to immediately go out and start getting my first exercise done so that I could begin work on time. Fortunately, today I've got a little bit of leeway because it is a holiday, and it also just so happens to be one of the coldest days that we've had all year long. So you can see right there, it is 25 degrees here where I live, which means that most likely the sidewalks are going to be iced over because people still don't turn off their sprinkler systems here in Texas. And a lot of times they get out onto the sidewalks and they completely ice over and they become a hazard whenever you're trying to run on them. So I'm probably going to wait just a little bit since I'm not rushed today before I get out and I get that first workout done. But on a normal day, I would have to get out and I would have to start right now, immediately. Today just happens to be able to give me a little bit of leeway. Okay, look, whenever I say it's cold, like, especially for a Texas boy, well, this is our version of snow, but yeah, we've got sleet, or I don't know, whatever you call this. I guess it was a little snow flurry, I don't know, but yeah, it's truly cold out here. So I picked a great day to start. As it turns out, I'm just a giant freaking idiot. Truck's a mess, I know. Car wash I used closed down. Okay, so we have to go run a couple errands this morning before I get into the exercises and everything like that. I've kind of, debated and gone back and forth on like what's important to people for me to chronicle as part of this 75 hard journey. And if you haven't watched my what I learned completing 75 hard the first time video, which I'll try to remember to link up here, one of the things that I talk about in there is that one of the most challenging parts of the whole process for me was time management, and is just squeezing everything into the day. So I don't know how much of like just my typical day and what it takes to kind of work all this in as part of the day is important to people, or if I should just stick to, hey, here's the elements of 75 hard, here's how I'm doing them, this is the workout I did, this is what I ate, whatever. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what are you interested in seeing. I'm trying to, number one, communicate my own personal journey of 75 hard. But then in addition to that, I want to give people a real picture or insight as to what they might expect, or what it takes to complete this program if you're interested in doing the same. So let me know below. For now, I'm going to knock these errands out, and when I get back home, I'm going to get to my first workout. Okay, so let's establish the baseline of where I am physically. Starting weight is 237. I mean, 233.7 pounds, skeletal muscle mass, 83 pounds, body fat percentage, really high, 36.8%. It's 48.5. That I feel confident in. I mean, I'm not happy that I'm an inch fatter than I originally thought I was in my first measurement, which was 47.5. But this is accurate. This is really where I'm at. Really, really, really love these shoes. I bought these the day before I ran my first marathon. That was whenever I complete that video and you see my full journey to running a marathon, you'll understand more. That was one of the things that I did completely wrong, was buy a brand new pair of shoes to run the race in. But thankfully, well, spoiler alert, it worked out. All right, one other thing that I've learned along the way, the last time I was doing 75 hard, is it makes it a lot easier if you get you something like this. Now this is a half gallon, so I have to drink 2 of these, but this is just more manageable than carrying around one of those big old giant gallon ones. The other thing though is typically on my first one of the day, I'll throw one of these in here. This is liquid IV if you've never used it. And what I learned is that with the increased water intake, you know, a gallon a day, because again, that's not like scientific, that's not based on your body weight or anything. And then on top of that, I do drink other liquids, you know, like coffee and protein shakes and things like that. So I'm just taking in a lot of fluid throughout the day. So the combination of that and then you know, 2 45-minute workouts a day, where sometimes those workouts are quite a bit more intense, I'm expending a lot of electrolytes. And early on, the first time I was doing 75 hard, I just felt, you know, I felt kind of bad. And I figured out that part of it was I was flushing out all of my electrolytes. So now I just take one of these liquid IVs like this. They are kind of pricey, to be honest with you, but they're worth it. They're really worth it. And I'll mix it into, you know, this first run. So I make sure that at a minimum, I'm supplementing my electrolytes throughout the day. And, you know, one little packet like that in this much water, you hardly taste it, but it does give the water just a little bit of flavor as well. So this also doesn't break my fast as either, because it's not enough calories to break my fast, especially whenever it's diluted this much. So I try to set myself up for success and prepare one of these in the morning, start hydrating right away. And then, you know, about midday, I just make it a point that I need to make sure that I've drank enough water so that I can refill this and get on with the second half of what's required throughout the day. Because what you don't want to do is be late in the day, realize, oh my gosh, I have a half gallon of water I have to drink, and then you're just trying to chug it, right, just to make sure that you don't fail the challenge, and that's not really the purpose of anything. So okay, you can see it's about 9:33 now, and still 28 degrees. I'm gonna get my run in. That was another thing that I really did wrong whenever I first started everything, was not stretching, not taking care of my hip flexors and things like that. So I'm going into this second time doing 75 hard armed with a lot of knowledge from what I learned the first time around. And it is cold. I've got several layers on. I got my long panties on under this, so just like some leggings or whatever. I've got these big, thick, heavy pants. I've got a shirt under here, then I've got a sweater, and then I've got this windbreaker. And of course these gloves. I actually have some gloves on the way that'll let me touch and use the touchscreen, but I haven't received those yet. All right, I haven't quite figured out this part yet of how to film myself starting my workout on my watch. All right, I've got it set now to an outdoor run. Let's get it started. There we go. Okay, I just a little over a mile right now. That was a really slow mile. See what my heart rate is. There, taking my first walk break. For me, one of the things that I'm gonna have to fight along this journey is the thought of where I was in comparison to where I am now. Because I used to be able to do a mile in, easily under 8 minutes, closer to 7 something. Now I'm over here, over 12 minutes, right, for a mile. Starting over, heavier than I was the first time. But that's all gone. I can't do anything about that. Only thing I can do is accept this is where I'm at and let day one be day one. Day one is the beginning. It's never gonna be harder than today. I've only gotta keep going. I'll get stronger, I'll get better, and then I'll get back to where I was. It's just part of the process. By the way, I do have my AirPods in, and one of the things that I learned my first time doing this and as a new runner and everything was kind of what works for me. And you're gonna hear a lot of people say, like, get you some high intensity music with the same beats per minute that matches the cadence that you're trying to run and everything. I tried all that stuff. Tried listening to audiobooks, and that all works, but what works best for me, I found, is to put something on that just really resonates with and speaks deeply to my soul. So for me, that's worship music. So I actually run to this really mellow worship music, and I think, I'm out here in the wonder and beauty of God's creation. It gives me a time to just reflect, focus on Him, think about Him. And while I'm listening to my worship music, I also use this time to pray for my family and for my friends. And what I find is that the less that I focus on myself and the more that I focus on others, the less I think about how uncomfortable my body is and what I'm feeling and the pain I'm feeling, because instead I'm putting my energy, I'm putting my focus into, asking the creator of the universe to bless and protect those that I love and care about, and trying to raise up those heavy things that weigh me down
to the one who says that I can cast all my burdens and all my cares on him. So I have my worship music playing. I'm going to stop recording for a little while so I can actually get into my prayer time, and I'll catch up in a bit. Okay, I'll switch over to my phone camera because it's raining. I was not expecting that. So it's below freezing, 27, but it's raining. And I still have, oh gosh, I still have 17 minutes to go here. It wouldn't be 75 hard without a challenge, right? And maybe this isn't rain. Maybe it's more like hail. Yeah, I think I'm getting hailed on. What a great start. You know what? It is what it is. It poured down rain on my marathon, and here it is hailing on me on day one of 75 hard. I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, when it first started over there, it was like small hail. Now I think it's more like a freezing rain. It's much more fine. But I've got to be honest, there is something in me that loves when things like this happen. I love when, you know, things just unexpectedly, almost comically get more difficult, and you're in the middle of it and you have no choice but to just push through it and do it. You know, I'm 15 minutes away from my house. I can't get out of it if I want to. I'm in it and I just got to deal with it. So I don't know. I like that. It sparks something in me. Strange, I know, but I really do. I kind of thrive off of that kind of stuff. Feels good. Makes me feel alive. Feels good to be out here again. This is an example of what I was mentioning earlier about how people still leave their sprinklers on. So if I come out and run in the dark and it's cold like this, it's it's just like an ice skating rink here. It can actually be really, really dangerous. So tomorrow morning, you know, if I get out and run before the light comes up, something I'm gonna have to really be cognizant of. Outdoor run complete. 45:09. Whew. Okay, now that I'm back here at the house, here's a little bit more detail about that run. Right here, 3.1 miles. Active calories 429. Average heart rate 155. You can see kind of there's the information on the splits there. Yeah, I got a long ways to go. Now, I mean, I had to slow down because of the ice and everything like that, but I got a long ways to go to get back to where I was, you know. But just got to start somewhere. Okay, just a quick check-in. I'm almost through with my first, half gallon here. Right now it's about 12:40 in the afternoon. And I'm off today, so I'm trying to take a little bit of time to get caught up on my backlog of videos. So I'm actually editing the first time that I did 75 hard right now, just a raw, long cut of it. But it really speaks to my goal of making sure that I have balance in my life, which means that I can't just sit in here all day and edit. I mean, it's cold outside. There's nothing that we're really going to be doing. So as a family, and the time that we'll spend as a family is just probably going to be throwing on a couple shows or movies or something like that. So I've got some time right now. So I'm just going to put a few hours into editing and chasing my goals. Then I'll get the second workout in. By then, hopefully it'll be time to break my fast and I can eat and sit down and relax. But this is where I'm at now. Okay, it's a little after 3 o'clock, and I just finished editing up this really long video that chronicles my first journey with 75 hard. So now I've got that done. I've passed my time for fasting, but I just want to go ahead and get my second workout done now. so that I can just stop. I can eat, or I mean, I can shower, I can eat, and then I can just spend time with the family. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go ahead and get that second workout knocked out. Okay, shoes on, got changed. Just went ahead and took my picture as well so that I don't forget to do that. Again, I'm not going to show that on here, but I did take it. So it won't let me complete a day on the app, by the way, if you have an activity that is not checked off. So if I didn't take my picture, it would count as a failure in the app as well. So I'll validate that at the end of the day that I did check everything off and I did take the picture. I think what I'm gonna do here is my wife has this subscription to Beachbody, or Body, I guess now, and they have these different little exercises and blocks, and here's a 30-minute block for chest and back. I think I'm gonna do that. And then for the last 15 minutes, I'll probably just jump on the treadmill for a little bit and knock this 45-minute workout out.
So, years ago, I did complete a couple rounds of P90X. It was probably, not cardio-wise, but just strength-wise, the best shape that I'd ever been in my life. It's been a long time, though. I really don't enjoy strength training like I've grown to love running, but I need to do strength training. So I'm really going to try to work that in. But honestly, I have no clue what I'm doing. So I'm sure I'm just going to look like an idiot and people are going to talk how bad my form is. I'll get better, just like I got better at running. I'll learn lessons along the way. Probably the hard way, but it'll work out. Okay, I just finished the first superset and I kind of messed myself up because I'd paused my watch to adjust some stuff and I forgot to turn it back on. So now I got to do even longer so that I can validate that on my watch I got a 45-minute workout in. Gotta have integrity. Gotta be able to prove what I've done. This is a difficult one for me because I have some pain in my left shoulder while I do this. I do not enjoy strength training at all. I think mainly because like right now I'm using 8-pound weights, right? But I tried heavier and I couldn't do all 12 reps, so I feel so weak. I feel like a weakling, you know? But if I can just fight through that, I know I'll get stronger. See, I can't even get these up as time goes on. So I just gotta fight the mental battle of, you know, starting at the beginning. All right, I just wrapped up the
strength exercise. Like I said, it says only 25 minutes because I lost a few minutes not recording. So I'm going to start a new workout now. There it is. Indoor walk. Okay, so that's started now. Come over here to the treadmill. And it looks like my child has removed the safety thing. So let's throw this on. By the way, if you're wondering what all of this is, I'm gonna do a video showing kind of this custom setup I built and everything and how I use it. But first off, you know, the most simple way is I walk here, and sometimes I'll put, you know, a video on or something up on the screen. I'm not gonna walk in an incline today, so I'm gonna walk at 3.5 probably. All right, well, I lost my run. 21 minutes. I went a little over. Let me stop my watch. But I know I hit the target because the way I have my watch set up, I closed my green ring, so I know that. So there it is. I'm done exercising for the day. Now, go get cleaned up, go pick up my daughter's car, and then finally get to eat something.
Tell you things like you got what it takes. You know what?
Okay, change of plans. We're on the way to pick up the car, and I'm starving, so I've got 4 ounces of lunch meat, 2 cheese sticks, 2 eggs, and some pickles, and a little bit of seasoned salt on those bad boys, so I am about to break my fast on the way for the drive here. My wife and daughter are with me, and they don't want to be on the camera. Okay, there's my fasting app. I actually went 20 hours, so that's a funny little coincidence. Whenever I filmed this a second ago about my food, I only had like 30 seconds more to go, so I just waited, and I went 20 hours today. So it's 5 o'clock now, and I just sit down, really for the first time where I wasn't, you know, either editing or working out or whatever, for the first time today, and I just experienced my first instance where I would revert to a habit of just like, oh, let's jump on and let's, you know, scroll, let's doom scroll through social media or whatever, and I don't have any of those apps on my phone, so I cannot do that. So yeah, I gotta find something else to occupy my time. That is gonna be a tough one. That is going to be a tough one to get used to throughout this. I think I may have really, I've made this challenge very difficult on myself, I think. But just a quick look. Let me spin this around real quick. So far at, 5:04, you can see here, I've already burned 1,200 calories. I've exercised for 96 minutes. And there are the workouts that I've completed right there. So, not bad so far. All right, this is about 7:18. That's military time there, not 9:18. 7:18. I've gotten a shower. I got cleaned up. Admittedly, I did fall back into doing some additional editing. So I finally just stopped myself and said, no. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna spend some time with the family. So I'm about to eat dinner. Let me show you my food trough. It's like a gigantic, what do you call this thing? Tupperware? I don't know. But anyway, I've got 8 ounces of grilled chicken that I prepared this weekend. Got 120 grams of broccoli that my wife steamed up for us, which is awesome. And a cup of rice. Right there, I've got a little bit of Frank's Red Hot on there. So this will round it out for the day. And yes, I am just going to leave it in this Christmas container or whatever it is and get after it. All right, this is it. I'm about to finish this, and then I can check off the last of the things that I have to check off for the app, and then I can go to sleep. I am tired. It is 8:37. I spent, I don't know, hour and a half, I guess, or a little over an hour and a half, just watching shows with the family, relaxing, having some downtime. It'll take me a while to fall asleep, so I always have to try to, start to wind down a little bit earlier than I know, I'm actually going to fall asleep. But I'm tired. It's been a busy day. The thing is that days like this, this was a best case scenario day for me, honestly, schedule wise, not having to work. So, I had a large part of the day to just be flexible, and it wasn't so rigid and everything. All right, I'm going to finish this, and then we'll check off the last couple items on the app, and we'll call it done. All right, folks, there it is. First workout, second workout, take a progress pic, 10 pages of reading, follow a diet, no cheat meals. Oh, I forgot to show. I started fasting at 7:41, so right after I ate dinner, I did start fasting. So I can eat tomorrow at 1:41 for an 18-hour fast if I don't end up going 20 hours again. So with that said, I just finished off that gallon of water. I can check this off. And boom, there it is. Day 1 completed. This was a full day of 75 hard, and I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one.